The air crackles with an eerie heat. Acrid smoke chokes the sky, blotting out the sun. Flames dance with terrifying ferocity, devouring everything in their path. This is the devastating reality of wildfires in California, a terrifying spectacle that has become increasingly commonplace. Homes once filled with laughter and memories are reduced to smoldering rubble. Families watch in despair as their lives are literally consumed by the flames. The emotional toll is immeasurable. The feeling of security, of having a place to call home, vanishes into thin air. The smell of smoke lingers, a constant reminder of the catastrophe that has unfolded. The aftermath of a wildfire is a scene of utter devastation. Where once vibrant communities stood, only ashes and debris remain. Families sift through the wreckage, clinging to the faint hope of salvaging something, anything, from the ruins. The air is thick with the smell of burnt wood, and the sound of silence hangs heavy, broken only by the sobs of those who have lost everything. The emotional scars run deep, etched into the hearts of those who have witnessed the inferno's wrath. The trauma of the experience lingers long after the flames have been extinguished. The psychological impact of such a loss is profound. Homeowners grapple with feelings of vulnerability, anxiety, and a deep sense of displacement. The loss of a home is not just the loss of a physical structure, it's the loss of a sanctuary, a repository of memories, a place where families grew and thrived. The emotional toll is compounded by the daunting task of rebuilding their lives from scratch. The road to recovery is long and arduous, paved with uncertainty and heartbreak. The immediate aftermath is a blur of shock and disbelief. Families huddle together in shelters, grappling with the enormity of their loss. The reality of their situation slowly begins to sink in. They are homeless, their lives upended in a matter of hours. The emotional toll is immense, leaving many in a state of shock and despair. The fear of the unknown looms large, casting a long shadow over their future. John and Mary Miller, a retired couple in Paradise, California, considered their home their sanctuary, filled with heirlooms and memories. In 2018, the campfire devastated their town. Their home was reduced to ashes. Despite paying insurance premiums, their policy fell short. Rising costs left them with a financial shortfall. The insurance offer was insufficient. The Miller story is not unique. Many families face the same crisis. Wildfires have made insurance scarce. Premiums are skyrocketing, coverage is reduced, the strain is immense. The Millers seek help from agencies. Living in temporary housing, uncertain of the future. The stress affects their health. Their dream home is now a struggle for survival. The increasing frequency and intensity of wildfires in California have sent shockwaves through the insurance industry. Faced with mounting losses, major insurance companies are retreating from high-risk areas, leaving homeowners scrambling for coverage. The reasons behind this exodus are complex and multifaceted. Climate change plays a significant role in exacerbating wildfire risk. Rising temperatures, prolonged droughts, and drier vegetation create a tinderbox-like environment, making wildfires more likely to ignite and spread rapidly. These factors have contributed to a dramatic increase in the number of acres burned in recent years, pushing the cost of wildfire damage to unprecedented levels. Insurance companies, once able to absorb these losses, are now facing an unsustainable financial burden. Another contributing factor is the increasing cost of rebuilding in the aftermath of a wildfire. The demand for construction materials and labor surges after a disaster, driving up prices significantly. Additionally, stricter building codes designed to enhance fire resistance add to the overall cost of reconstruction. These factors have made it more expensive for insurance companies to settle claims, leading to higher premiums and reduced coverage for homeowners. The withdrawal of major insurers from high-risk areas has created a void in the market, leaving homeowners with limited options. Some smaller insurance companies are stepping in to fill the gap, but they often charge exorbitant premiums that are unaffordable for many homeowners. Those who are unable to secure coverage through the traditional market are left with the California FAIR Plan, a state-mandated insurer of last resort. However, the FAIR Plan offers limited coverage at higher prices, providing only a safety net rather than comprehensive protection. For many homeowners in California, the realization that their insurance coverage is inadequate comes too late, when they are already picking up the pieces after a devastating wildfire. Underinsurance, a silent threat lurking beneath the surface, can have catastrophic financial consequences for families already reeling from the loss of their homes. Underinsurance occurs when the amount of insurance coverage is less than the actual replacement cost of the insured property. This can happen for a variety of reasons such as outdated home valuations, inadequate coverage limits, or a failure to account for the rising costs of construction materials and labor. In the aftermath of a wildfire, underinsured homeowners find themselves facing a daunting financial gap between what their insurance will cover and the actual cost of rebuilding their lives. The consequences of underinsurance can be devastating. Families may be forced to deplete their savings, take on substantial debt, or even face foreclosure to rebuild their homes. The financial strain can exacerbate the emotional toll of the disaster, leading to stress, anxiety, and a sense of hopelessness. The dream of rebuilding their lives can quickly turn into a nightmare of financial insecurity. Underinsurance is a widespread problem in California, particularly in areas prone to wildfires. Many homeowners are unaware of the risks or underestimate the potential cost of rebuilding their homes. Others may be tempted to cut corners on insurance coverage to save money on premiums, unaware of the potential consequences. The consequences of underinsurance can be dire, leaving families financially vulnerable and struggling to rebuild their lives after a disaster.